Good evening, guys. It's Darren from Jace Media, and with me tonight, all the way from Las Vegas, is Las Vegan rocker, Mr. Jeff Carlson. Jeff, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Darren. Thanks so much for having me, man. I'm great.
Not a problem. And how are you keeping?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just we're doing a lot of the last minute details, getting the tour ready and getting all the PR for the tour figured out and logistics of what goes into a tour, man.
Yeah.
This is our first tour as this with this band, first US
Yeah.
tour. I mean, I've toured before, but this is going to be a bigger deal because we've got the label backing us and we've got MK Music. Nolan Hodges, my management, backing us. He's helping us. He booked the whole tour, so I got to give him credit. Him and our fallen. We had a booking agent we brought in. Her name was Kimberly Alley, and she was so sweet. Unfortunately, her and her stepdaughter passed away in a house fire, and
Wow.
that
Sorry to hear that,
leveled us, man. Yeah, it really. So we're dedicating this tour to her, man. I mean, what can you do?
Jeff, it's tough all over, with
Oh
with the
yeah,
pandemic and stuff. You guys launched the album way back in 21. And it's hard,
it
to
is.
get out there. Scotland music is just coming back.
Mm-hmm.
My last show was 28th of February 20, 2019 when
Oh
I
God,
was
that's
doing Samantha Fish in
oh
Glasgow, and on the 3rd of March the world closed down.
yeah,
So
I know.
it's been hard. I mean, hard. I think what I say to people when I'm interviewing them is, me as a reviewer and an interviewer, I get loads of music every week. So
Right,
I'm still getting into music, and getting new genres and new bands. You guys, you've put the band together, you've put the album together, and then you can't do anything with it,
right, exactly.
you know. But
Yeah,
you're off on the 30th of March, and you're going Denver, Colorado,
yeah,
Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and fishing and finishing in Amarillo.
yeah, absolutely.
Fan- Fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
you and the boys must be looking forward to it.
Oh, big time, big time. And then here next Thursday we're leaving for a 12-day residency at Six Flags in Amarillo before we actually start the tour. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And
Corporate gigs always pay money.
oh yeah,
You
that's
got to take them when you can.
these are the good ones. Yeah, these are the good
Right.
ones. They keep you in the beer on the tour.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. They
Absolutely.
pay for the beer fund.
Yeah, absolutely. So how much fun has it been getting the band together and the rehearsing, knowing that you're going to be on the road? What's the excitement been like?
Oh, it's great. We finally have a chemistry. We've been through a few lineup changes,
Yeah,
unfortunately. People are people. You can't really dictate. If somebody can't do something, then you gotta look at the greater good of. Don't sacrifice one guy for the greater good of the band. So we unfortunately had to move on and get a new lead guitar player and a new drummer, and we're really happy with the current state of everything. I mean,
yeah,
everybody's working together. Corey, my new lead guitar player, man, he's really kicking ass. He's given us a lot of help. And unfortunately, unless you've got unlimited deep pockets,
yeah.
um,
It's
you,
hard.
you need all the help you can get.
One thing I will say to you, Jeff, is that on the 30th of March, you should have been starting your world tour in Glasgow. None of
I'd
that,
love to.
none of that Denver rubbish. You should be flying to Glasgow, the O2 Academy or the Barrowlands, kicking
Absolutely.
ass, and then going back to America and
Oh
starting all over
yeah.
again. You
I'll tell
know,
you what, man, I've been to Glasgow one time. And unfortunately it was in the middle of the winter and it was colder than hell.
yes,
but I did go by the arena there and I'm like, someday, man, someday I want to play
yeah.
there.
What do you think? What do you think your chances in the future Of
Pretty good.
getting to Europe? Is that a
Yeah,
possibility?
pretty good. We're looking. I mean, right now I'm kind of a little nervous because of the state of things. With the whole Russia Ukraine thing and all
Yeah,
the. I'm
yeah,
doing my best to try to be as positive as I can be, but I'm a little nervous. Until things kind of calm down, we're not really looking to go outside the states until things are a little more
yeah,
normalized.
yeah.
But we
Absolutely.
we were we were thinking about going. We've got contacts in Japan as well. I think we do real well in Japan, and
Yeah,
if we do that, I would love to jump on. Do a whole run over there. That would be so great. It'd be awesome.
yeah. I mean, I kind of guess for you guys, it's getting you out there first. Doing
Yeah.
your running shows. I think
Right.
getting the feel, you know,
Right.
to
Exactly.
what people are, what the groove is, and then
Yeah.
building on that, getting the
Exactly.
album out, and getting people interested in the Jeff Carlson band and seeing where it takes you, and I think,
Yeah.
I guess, there's no better feeling than stepping out on stage in front of 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, and realizing this is what you were meant to do.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about connection. That's what I always say, and rather I mean, sometimes, I've been doing this long enough to where even if you playing to 10 people, to me, you gotta give them the best show you possibly can because you just never know who might be in that crowd. I think Van
Absolutely.
Halen, when they got signed originally, Gene Simmons was in the crowd, and there wasn't very many people at that show, and he
Yeah,
saw something in them, and I don't, granted things are different now, but at the same time, you just never know, so we do the best we can with every show we can do, and,
yeah,
at the end of the day, people, if they like what you're doing, that's all I could really ask for, I'm so happy just being able to do it, and get paid for
yeah.
it.
What you should have said, what you should have said to John was, we need to fly Darren across to Denver, and
Yeah.
I would have reviewed the show for you, Jeff. Uh,
Right.
instead of spending all your money on beer, spend it on a flight, and I'll come across, and I'll review the show.
Oh, that'd be great. I would love that.
Yeah, listen, I think you're right though. I think, you know, the situation, we had COVID, now we've got, the war in Russia and stuff. Um, and I guess that brings another uncertainty to people, about wanting to go out, and listen
Oh
to live
yeah.
music and do stuff. And it's a shame because I think that,
Yeah.
the world was just starting to open up and get better. And now,
Right.
it's like, don't get me wrong, I was out last night watching Smith and Coxon in
Mm,
Glasgow.
love those guys. They just played here not too long ago, man.
Yeah, that's right, because they were doing the American side of it, and they came to Britain,
Uh-huh.
and they were great. They were just
Oh,
the
Richie's
Glasgow
amazing.
garage. Yeah, the Glasgow
Yeah.
garage was full, 800 people last night,
Wow.
jam
I bet
packed
we
in.
could do pretty well over there if we ever got over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get over, look me up, and we'll get on it.
Absolutely.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll,
That'd
we'll
be
get
great.
on it. So,
Absolutely.
what are you doing just now? You're rehearsing for the residency
Yeah.
just now. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, when you do, corporate gigs, you have to work up, some covers thrown in there, which is fine.
yeah,
I got no problem with that. I mean, we're doing cool stuff that we grew up on, like Billy Squire, Journey,
yeah,
Bon Jovi, early stuff, and I think it works, man, because you have to stay true to what you love doing and
yeah,
what you sound good at doing and what really, your heart is in because people they'll see right through it if you're just going through the motions. So we try to pick songs that are on our love, that we love doing.
yeah,
That's not,
yeah.
you know.
I
I
kind of
mean, we're
think as
doing
well
Uncle
though.
Tom's Cabin.
I think as well though, Jeff. I think you're right when you do corporate stuff. People would probably expect some
Right.
covers thrown in there as well because
Sure.
you know what I mean. They want it. Yeah, your album's great, but people will go. Wonder if they play this. I wonder if they would play that for us. I wonder if they, do you know what I mean? So I kind of think that
Yeah.
you give the audience kind of a little bit of a cover because
Exactly.
I think it still brings them back to being real. They're in a gig, but they've got a cover of Journey, or a cover of Kiss, or a cover of Skid Row, or or whatever thrown in there for a little bit of good measure, and I think that I think that builds your guys' set as well, because people go, you're not a one-trick pony. They can play you can play the Bon Jovi, you can play the Journey. Wow, great, and I think that's important as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we're doing some really cool covers. I mean, we did a cover of Jukebox Hero that we released on RFL that Frank Hannon, my buddy from Tesla, played lead guitar on. So that was cool, man.
Yeah.
And on the last album, Yesterday's Gone, we did a cover of Journey's La Du Day, and Mark Slaughter, he's another buddy of mine. He played lead guitar on it. So that was fun.
Yeah, we got that. A little bonus track, isn't it, near the end? Which is a nice way to finish an album, because sometimes it's nice when you have a guest guitarist or drummer or vocalist, just to put it in there, So what can the fans expect when they come to the Jeff Carlson show when it kicks off on the 30th of March in Denver? What can they expect, Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you, they can expect a hard-hitting rock and roll band that's not gonna disappoint. We're firing on all cylinders, man, and we're gonna rip their faces off. That's what it's all about. So,
Listen, that's what you want to hear. I think. Yeah. I think we've been itching to get out on the road. I think you want to bring your best. You want to bring your A game. For the guys.
Absolutely.
I think what you want to do, you want people to talk about the Jeff Carlson gig that they went to, in Kentucky or Amarillo or Denver or wherever it was, and say, I can't wait to go back.
Oh, right, exactly, and that's the whole thing is, and we're going out our first tour. We're headlining this tour, which is really an honor. So I'm really glad we kind of got the Six Flags run ahead of time, so we can really seriously, by the time we start the tour, we're going to be just on fire, man, because that's where you just iron out all the bugs ahead of time, and that way when you're ready to do it, it's on. You
can't make mistakes, and I think
right.
I think the good ones, make them at the corporate gig because you're getting paid anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Exactly.
Keep giving me the money, right. But I think it must be exciting for you going out, like
it is. It's very exciting. We're so happy.
Me as a reviewer, when I look at tracks and stuff, like I said before, I'm very blessed that we get lots of music and lots of stuff come across my desk, and I listen to it and I think, wow, it must have been so much fun for the band to make that album or that single, and then when I get to review it, and I pop it out. This is yours that I did for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
wow.
I did. I don't know if John has it yet, but I reviewed the single, the live version that you done.
Oh, thank you kindly. I appreciate that.
So I don't know if John has it yet, but I'm sure I'll tell him to get it to you, and you can share it out there. And
absolutely.
But when I do my reviews and stuff, we send it to Australia. It goes all over America. It goes all over Europe, Jeff.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
When the royalties start coming in, remember where you heard it first.
Oh, absolutely.
The big bag of cash. Just send it to Glasgow.
It's not there yet, trust me, but we got our fingers crossed.
Big bag of cash and a T-shirt. On the tour. Then
I'll hook you up. No worries. We get over there. Bears on me.
You can call it quits. But I hope, as I say, I don't know if you've read it yet, but I hope that when you do read it, you really enjoy it.
I'm sure.
I really enjoyed the track. I must say I haven't had the album as yet. From last year, I haven't had it as yet. So
you haven't had the Yesterday's Gone record? Oh
no.
Gosh, I got to get it to you.
Yeah, man, you have to get it to me, and I'll do a full album review.
Absolutely. I can Dropbox it to you if you want. Just send me I'll email you the Dropbox link, and you can check it out. Yeah, that way. I mean, you're helping me out, so it's fine. I'll get it to you.
As long as it's not cost me any money, Jeff, because
no, it's not going to cost. It won't cost you a dime. All you got to do is just click on the link and listen to the tracks.
Us Scottish people, we're really tight. We don't pay for anything.
Right.
So when you come to Scotland, you'll be buying all the beer, because I'll be like,
absolutely.
I'd be like, hold
Absolutely.
on,
At that
Jeff,
point,
you're the multi-talented rock star with all the cash. I'm just a reviewer. Come on, mate.
I
So
got you covered, brother. No
yeah,
worries.
I hope so. Because if you don't, I'll be telling a few people in Glasgow. Yeah, this is a tight rocker from America. He's got
No,
plenty
no,
of cash.
we'll take care of it. It's all good.
Excellent. That's fantastic. So, what's the plans just now? What are you doing just now? Today, next week, you just chilling, or are
Yeah,
you
well, we're
busy?
gonna rehearse. We got some last minute details to tighten up as far as we got our we got to make hotel reservation, things like that.
Yeah.
It just minor details on the tour, and we're going to rehearse two more times before we hit the road. And I think we're ready, man. It's just tightening up little small things, and it's going to
Yeah.
be great. We're just excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The new boys, have they slotted in well?
Oh yeah, they are on it. I was so happy. We were auditioning drummers, and the story goes, what the place we rehearsed at, we rehearse at my house, but when we audition different band members in between transitions, I don't like to bring people I don't know in my house yet, so there's a rehearsal space across town that we use, and the guy that we were auditioning was a sweet guy. He really was. But it was kind of a round peg in a square, or square peg in a round hole kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really didn't quite fit. But I walked in to pay for the room, and the guy behind the counter is like, "Hey, man, you guys auditioning drummers? I'm a drummer." And I'm like, "Really?" So I gave him our CD, right? And he had it down like the next 2 days. Took him like a day and a half. He had the whole thing down. He came in and crushed it. And that was Natty, our new drummer. I brought him in, man. And me and Corey, our bass player, we were both just, and then Corey Brown, our lead guitar player, all of us, we were just stunned. We were just like, wow, okay, this is like, it's almost like, meant to be kind of thing, stuff that you read about it. It's like story.
Yeah, you look at that,
stuff.
it's for him, it's a chance meeting of,
right,
a
right.
rock star walking in going, I'm doing I'm hiring a rehearsal room. He's like, hold on a minute, I'm a drummer,
right?
and you're like,
it's like
how
on the
often
movie
does that
Rockstar.
happen? Yeah,
Yeah,
how often does that happen? So
I
he's
know,
thinking,
right?
I'm glad I work here, because I've now got a gig, doing some shows, which is
Yeah.
fantastic for him. It's a
Oh,
real,
absolutely.
it's one of those lifetime moments. You
Yeah,
get
it really
like
is.
getting stuff
Yeah,
from the crowd, and stuff like that. So that must be really good
exactly.
for him.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic.
and his enthusiasm really, really, was so contagious, and we all are just like, yeah, all right, finally,
Yeah,
we're ready to go.
firing, and I think that's what you want, a bit of energy. Because
Yeah,
I think when you hit the
exactly,
road, when you go to a stadium or a venue or a club, you want to look out and see it being full, or
exactly,
a buzz, and someone with a
right.
bit of enthusiasm will bring that as well. They just want you go out
It's
and do
contagious. Yeah,
your best
yeah,
show, but it's to
right.
10 people or 1,000 people. And I think
Yep.
that's what
Oh,
you want.
absolutely. We did a week-long tour in Texas here last December. We started at the Whiskey on the 9th with John Corabi in LA. And then we went to Texas for a week. We started in Dallas, Fort Worth, went to San Antonio, went to San Angelo, and then ended it in Uvalde. And man, we crushed it. It was so much fun. So yeah, we're just so excited and stoked to be doing this new tour, this month-long tour. It's going to be awesome.
Fantastic. I bet you just can't wait. And after
No.
that, what do you think is going to
Well,
be Jeff Carlson Band after that? What's your plans?
well,
You got anything?
yeah, we're gonna be working on a new record. We got several songs that need to be redone that we released on past labels that are my first label, Potomac Records, released these songs, and they're not out anymore because the label folded.
Right.
So we're gonna re-record these songs with the new members in the band, and I think we're gonna be doing. We'll see what happens, but we've got a couple of dates. We got a couple sprinkle. We got one at the end of May at a fair down in Lafayette, Louisiana, and then we've got two more, one in Oklahoma and Wisconsin, so we're going to be sprinkled a few, dates throughout that, but we're looking at probably mid to late year, so mid to late summer, maybe a release of a new record. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I guess I think it's just get the tour out of the way first.
Right.
See what it's always important to see what the vibe is. See what
Exactly.
the feedback from the tour to then say, yeah, let's nail these new records and let's get it out there.
Exactly. Yeah. You're exactly right. Yeah.
And if there's shit, then people will let you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing, just to make. I think for you guys, you've got the new energy for the band. You've got to make it the right choices.
Oh, absolutely.
To fit.
Well, I'd like to think that we've gotten to a point now where I've got a specific style enough to carve a niche. So it's good to have influences, but there's a specific type of style that we're creating for ourselves that we have to stick to, that's going to create a bigger fan base and just have something, that musically that people can relate to and go, okay, yeah, I mean, all these major bands have their own style,
so of course they do.
That's kind of where we're at with everything. We're trying to just create our own vibe, and that's the biggest thing,
Yeah,
musically.
I think you're right. Because I think when people come to the show, they want to feel a certain beat, or a certain vibe when they get in there, so that they know they're going to really enjoy it, And I think it's important for you guys, because you're obviously now again you're a kind of new collaborative that's coming together, and people will, a lot of people will not have seen the new outfit, so it's important to make that that transition and melt some faces, melt some faces and take some people's money. Just come to the show.
We'll give them something to, something they feel is worth it. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to sound negative on any connotation whatsoever, but a lot of the newer styles, to me, I mean, granted, there's a lot of great music out there. There really is. But at the same time, we're trying to bring back that fun element, and that, what's the word I'm looking for? We're trying to bring the best that the 80s and 70s had to offer and package it updated, if that makes sense.
No,
that kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to be an arena band in a club band atmosphere, and I think that's a lot of fun. We'll see what happens, but I think people are missing something. I want to create a niche where people can go, really latch on to. You go see a band like Styx or, Journey.
Cheap Trick, whatever.
Cheap Trick. Yeah, they're another one. We want to be the new versions of those guys. You know what I mean? But yet be have our own individuality.
You want to set the world on fire, but don't burn the house down doing it. You've got to build up to it.
We're not trying to duplicate those bands, but we're trying to bring the same type of energy and vibe that people liked about those bands in our music. So
absolutely. And I'm sure you guys will kill it. And I'm sure that whoever comes to the show, you hope that they'll walk away saying, Jesus, that was brilliant, and I can't wait to go back, because I think that's always the good vibe for you guys, that when you walk off stage and people go, we want more, or when are you coming back, or when's a new record? And I think that's testament to you guys,
Absolutely, yeah. So if we leave them in that frame of mind, I think we did our job, So and I like the old adage, what Paul Stanley used to say a long time ago. We're the entertainment, and we want people when they walk through the door to forget about the crap going on in their lives for an hour and a half and just enjoy themselves.
He's talking to us now, Jeff. He's talking to us now. He's like, he's sending you the positive energy. He's going, Jeff, go out there and kill it. That's what he's doing, From above.
I actually got to sing with those guys on '96 convention tour before they did the reunion. It was in St. Louis, Missouri. It's on YouTube. I did the intro to Heaven's on Fire with them back
Wow,
then. And Gene
brilliant,
handed me his mic. Yeah, you can see it on YouTube. It's a lot. It was a
brilliant.
lot of fun.
I'll
Yeah,
check that out. I'll check that out.
yeah.
You know, and how was that for you? How did you?
It was a bucket list moment, man. It was.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. It was like, is this really happening? Oh my
yeah.
god.
I'll have something for you, Jeff. 1980, 1985. There's a
Great
pl-
year of music.
there was a place in Glasgow called the Glasgow Apollo, a world
Hmm.
famous, crumbling, old, sticky carpet, torn seat arena. And the Kiss were playing and they brought Bon Jovi,
Oh yeah.
right? Bon Jovi had just released Runaway,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and John Bon Jovi had just bought Jimi Hendrix's red and silver leather trousers
Oh
for
wow.
£25,000, right?
Wow.
Brought them on the tour, and I'm in the Apollo, putting all the gear on, and I'm standing there, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey man, how's it going?" I was like, "All right, how you doing?" You know, typical Scottish guy. "All right, how you doing, big man?" Didn't look at him, didn't engage. He's like, what a place. I said, "Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. It's just a shithole, but it's our shithole." And he said, "Yeah, it's great. I have to go." I says, "No, see you later, mate." And he turns and walks off. And now, obviously, Gene's a big dude. You know,
Yeah,
he
he's 6'2".
walks
Yeah.
off. And one of my mates said, "What are you doing?" "What are you talking about? Do you know who that was?" "No idea." I said, "That was Gene Simmons." And
Nice.
they had no face makeup on.
Oh
So
yeah.
no one had ever known what they looked like. And I'm like, "All right, okay, cool. I'll catch him again." You know, never seen him again, never spoke to him. And I'm thinking 1985, that was my bucket list moment. And it was over in a flash. Never saw
Oh
him again.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll remember me, you know. But there you go. There you
That's
go.
awesome. Yeah, I got to meet Bon Jovi on that in that same year. They were opening for Rat here, and when I lived in Springfield, Missouri, it's my hometown, and they did a record store appearance, and it was life changing, man. It was amazing. It was so
Yeah,
cool. Richie was actually the coolest one out of all of them.
right. That
I mean,
seems a
John
bit
was okay,
strange.
but
Yeah,
yeah, well, I mean, Richie, he's the party guy. He
yeah.
was just like, I
He's the
told him like,
man.
hey, yeah, I'm like, hey, Rich, it's an honor to meet you, bro. I go, I play guitar. I was like 14 at the time, and he's like, keep it up, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool.
Party on, big man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So you live in Vegas just now? Yeah, is that where
yeah,
you live just now?
yeah.
I was
Hmm.
over there about 4 years ago,
Oh,
for my 50th birthday. Brought my
oh,
wife
okay.
across, and we went to Vamped to see the Iron Maidens.
Oh, yeah,
They
we played there. We just got done playing there with Eric Martin and
Wow,
Trickster. We just played
he's
there last couple weeks ago.
Eric Martin's coming across to Scotland
Oh, okay.
in about 2 or 3 months' time. So
Nice.
I will tell him you said hi, and he'll be
Yeah,
like,
he'll remember me. If you say Jeff Carlson, he'll remember me because when I walked up on sound check, I'm like, "Hey, Eric, it's an honor to meet you, man. My name," and he goes, "You must be Jeff Carlson."
"There you
And I'm
go.
like, "The one
Your
and only."
reputation preceded you, Jeff."
Apparently, but it was really funny because Steve Brown, he's a sweetheart, man. He's a great guitar player, And I
Yeah,
go, Eric, I said, "It's such an honor to meet you." I said, "You've always been one of my heroes vocally. You're an amazing singer." And Steve Brown was like, "Don't tell him that. He's going to disappoint you."
yeah. It's going to be shit tonight. Yeah,
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 we started laughing.
yeah.
We had so much fun, man.
Brilliant. So I've got a couple of minutes left. I want you to plug the tour, plug the
Thank you.
merch, plug your
Yeah.
records. So
Oh,
over to you, Jeff.
oh, thank you kindly, Darren. I appreciate it. We're starting the tour in Denver. It's called the Over My Shoulder Tour. Go to jeffcarlsonband.com for all the tour dates. And go to our Facebook page for all the links. We're also on Bands in Town. If you go to Bands in Town, type in Jeff Carlson Band. It's got all the tour dates and all the links to the ticket website and all that. The new record, well, not new. We released it last year. our record's called Over. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
Yesterday's Gone. Yesterday's Gone is the name of the record. And the tour is called Over My Shoulder Tour. And that's our latest single, Over My Shoulder. And all the merch and everything's on the website, jeffcarlsonband.com.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Listen, Jeff, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat with you. When Eric comes to Glasgow, I will certainly say hi for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And
you should remember me.
Let's hope so. You're probably like, who? Don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah.
Yeah, just tell him we played with him at Count's Vamp. He'll remember.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. And let's hope sometime in the near future you can get to come to Britain or
absolutely,
Scotland, and we can hang out and chill and get
absolutely.
some beer.
Absolutely. Order me a Tenants. I like Tenants.
Tenants Lager, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no problem at all. We'll get a couple of them for you, Jeff.
Yeah, man. What's the whiskey factory you have over there? You have a whiskey factory, huh?
We have loads. We have about 20.
Oh, is there one over by the lock?
Oh, there's the Glenmorangie one. There's the Glenfiddich one. There's the Lafrague. They're everywhere, Jeff.
I bought some whiskey from my dad there once, man, and it was really good Scotch. I'm not a Scotch drinker, but that was good. You guys know how to make it.
Yeah, the Glaswegians know how to make a good whiskey, mate. You know, we know how to sort it out. But listen, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you, mate. I'm glad you took your time out. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Darren.
Great. Hope you have great success with the tour.
Thank you.
Drop me the album. I'll get it reviewed and get it online for you. Let's keep in touch. I'm going to I'll get some merch to promote you guys over in Glasgow. And take care, be safe, have a fantastic tour. Say hi to the guys, and I'll talk to Eric when he comes to Glasgow.
Awesome. Thank you, Darren. Much appreciated, and it's been an honor. Thank you kindly.
Absolutely. This is Darren from Jace Media, online with Jeff Carlson, talking all things music, this tour, meeting famous people, talking to me, and getting to Glasgow. Jeff, be safe. Take care, buddy.
Will do, buddy. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate it.
No problem at all, mate. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.